Today, we are looking into a frustration that virtually every driver with an older vehicle has experienced at least once: the absolute nuisance of the dreaded cable struggle. Let's be completely honest with ourselves here. At this point, wireless CarPlay and Android Auto aren't just luxury features reserved for high-end luxury sedans. They are straight-up necessities for a clean, focused driving experience. But unless you are driving something recent from the last year or two, you are probably still stuck fumbling around with a frayed cord, plugging in your smartphone every single time you hop into the driver's seat. So here's the Torvo 2-in-1 Wireless CarPlay Adapter. And today we are going to break down how it works, how it performs under stress, and if it actually justifies its spot on your dashboard. We will put the updated price and the purchase link down in the description below for your convenience. Without any further ado, let's begin. Let's kick things off with the unboxing experience because it actually caught us off guard. So this is the exterior box it came in. It is a pretty simple, minimalist presentation with clean branding on the top, clearly labeled as a 2-in-1 wireless adapter, which implies right out of the box that it supports both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. However, the surprise comes when you slide that outer sleeve off. The inner box is actually made of wood, featuring the Torvo branding stamped elegantly on the top. Honestly, we have tested and used a ton of these wireless adapters over the years, and we collectively think this is by far the most sophisticated and premium packaging we have ever seen in this specific product category. When prominent, established brands give you packaging like this, it definitely sets a standard, and seeing it from Torvo immediately gives us high hopes about the build quality of the adapter itself. When we open up the wooden box, we are greeted by the user manual, which looks very simple, intuitive, and well explained. It is pretty simple stuff, but right next to it they have included a high-quality USB-A to USB-C converter. This is a massive win for us. In case your car's dashboard only has a Type-C data port to spare, we are already completely covered without having to pause the installation to go out and buy extra aftermarket cables. The adapter itself isn't too complicated either, but the physical design is a major talking point. It looks incredibly sleek. The colorway is a bright, vibrant orange, and the front face features a glossy finish accompanied by clean, unobtrusive branding. But the most critical aspect of this design is the material. It features a full metal housing. Furthermore, the unit is incredibly compact. It is small enough that it easily hides itself within your center console or dash cubby and is not obtrusive at all. Now, let's talk about how it actually performs in the real world, because specs on a box only mean so much. The setup operation here is quite literally as simple as it gets. We just have to plug the Torvo adapter into our car's primary data-enabled USB port. We noticed immediately that it boots up remarkably fast. After the initial power-up, we simply have to jump into our smartphone settings and turn on the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth toggles. Searching for new devices, we can see the adapter pop up right here, named as SmartBox. For you guys at home, the SmartBox prefix will be the exact same, but the 4-digit serial number at the end is probably going to change depending on your specific unit. Let's go ahead and tap to connect it. Almost instantly, we can see the built-in LED indicator shift to a solid green, which indicates that it is paired and connected Apple CarPlay without any handshake issues. And just like that, we can see the familiar Apple CarPlay interface projecting right onto our infotainment screen. We have been running the Apple CarPlay interface extensively, and everything seems to be operating quite smoothly here. We can see the navigation maps functioning normally, tracking our location without any rubber banding or stuttering, and the music player interface is highly responsive to our touch inputs. To really push the bandwidth, let's take a few phone calls to check for any severe audio desync or latency. After a few test calls, we are happy to report that we do not see any glaring issues like randomly dropped connections or weird compressed robotic audio artifacts. The voices sound natural and clear. We do notice a very slight input latency when skipping tracks, but that is totally tolerable, completely understandable, and standard across the board for any wireless transmission. Keep in mind, The host head unit we are using to demonstrate this is also an older, slower device, so that inherent hardware bottleneck is certainly a hiccup in our specific use case. Now, since Torvo heavily markets this as a true 2-in-1 device, it is crucial that we test the other side of the aisle. Let's see how the Android Auto functionality works out. To do that, we will just dive into the settings, disconnect the iPhone, and connect our secondary Android test phone. Once again, we can see the SmartBox 3239 pop up in the Bluetooth menu. Let's hit connect. As you can clearly see, the phone is securely connected and the Android Auto environment started up automatically on the dash. The interface is its usual clean layout. Let's open up the map and see how it handles scrolling and zooming. It works buttery smooth. The music player integration also seems very snappy and responsive, as you can see right here. Moving on to the communication test, we can receive and dial out calls here just as easily. We don't see any drop-offs with the cellular connection, and the microphone routing works perfectly. Everything seems perfectly fine on the Android front. Beyond the basic functionality, there is another really impressive quality of life feature we absolutely love about this Torvo unit. It automatically connects the moment your paired phone is in range, whether it is an iPhone or an Android device. You don't have to pull your phone out of your pocket or navigate through Bluetooth menus every morning. You just turn the key and it links up. Just look at this. It establishes the handshake within seconds of the car providing power. Now, we have been using this adapter as our daily driver for quite a while now, and we have to circle back to the thermal performance. Unlike most other compact devices that get dangerously hot to the touch during a long commute, the heat buildup here is very, very impressive. As you can see when we hit it with our infrared thermometer, the temperature is incredibly stable. It runs significantly cooler than the plastic competition, effectively mimicking the thermal management of much larger adapters that rely on dedicated, bulky heat sinks. The metal housing definitely does the heavy lifting here, allowing the heat to radiate outward where your car's AC can easily cool it down. So after living with it day in and day out, where do we ultimately stand? The Torvo 2-in-1 wireless CarPlay adapter is easily one of the most reliable and premium-feeling dongles we have tested in this specific price bracket. It successfully targets and solves the two biggest headaches we usually face with aftermarket wireless solutions: frustratingly long boot times and severe overheating. The metal build is a massive step up in physical quality, and the fact that it handles both the Apple and Android ecosystems without a single hitch makes it an incredibly versatile choice for us, especially if you share a vehicle with someone who uses a different phone platform. All right, that is a wrap on our comprehensive review. What do you guys think about this tech? Are you still sticking with the traditional wired connection to take advantage of the faster charging speeds? Or is it finally time for us to cut the cord and go fully wireless? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you found our technical breakdown helpful, do not forget to hit that like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the gear that actually makes the drive better. Thanks for watching. We will see you in the next one. Peace.